What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Buddha. Today I want to address some of the financial beliefs that you might have that might be holding you back. These are some common thoughts and patterns that I've been observing in my coaching practice, and something I would like to walk you through and help you to rewire this thinking. The idea is not to completely dissect all thinking and look at all potential use cases out there. The idea is to show you different patterns and potentially teach you and show you how you can work with your own thinking and reprogram your own mind, especially when it comes to limiting beliefs related to money. And please, I invite you to connect with me, send me your thoughts, maybe share some of the limiting beliefs you might have, or even drop a comment here. And as I'm watching it, it helped me to understand what kind of patterns are out there, and maybe I will be creating more content around these thoughts. So that's my coaching question to you. What is the limiting belief that's holding you back right now? Think about it. So today I'm going to be using different limiting beliefs that came from my coaching works with some of my clients, and I'm just going to show you how to work through the thinking patterns. Here are some limiting beliefs that can come up. Number one, rules are limiting me. I feel like there is some kind of externally imposed limiting rules that are choking me, and that's why I don't implement certain rules for myself. Number two, math is boring. You think that math is extremely boring, and this is why you hesitate to engage with any kind of financial concept. Number three, discipline is hard. Maintaining discipline and staying organized in your behavior, that's what could be limiting, and that's what creates also a feeling of frustration. Number four, investment is hard. Sometimes it seems like there's a whole complexity of knowledge out there and you don't know how to approach this, and that alone paralyzes you. It seems like a huge mountain and it's very hard to climb up there. Number five, I don't want some kind of perfect future state. I want everything to be perfect right now. I want to indulge and I want to wait for tomorrow. I don't want to live that life of delayed perfect life. I want instant gratification right here, right now. That's a limiting belief. Number six, I want that dream state. I want that future perfect, but I don't know how to get there. And it seems so overwhelming. It is just too much. Number seven, it's too late to start investing. I'm too old. Time is gone. I already missed my best time. Why even start? Why even bother right now? Number nine, money is evil. Your belief that money is inherently bad or inherently corrupt can be a limitation that stop you from creating wealth. Number 10, money is non-spiritual. If you're chasing money, you are after material success. And if you're after materiality, you going away from spirituality. A truly spiritual person will never chase wealth and material success. So here I want to discuss some fundamental principles and mental models that you will be integrating into your financial intelligence system, and hopefully it will help you piece by piece rewire and reprogram your mind for financial mindset. Let's begin. Fundamental principle number one, your emotions drive your behavior. Your thoughts create your emotions. Most people, they're stuck in life because there is no this ability to compartmentalize. They do not separate feelings and facts. And that's number one skill in life. That's why they say emotional intelligence is so important, because you actually understand that there are certain facts in certain situations and there's interpretation of the mind. And then there's a certain way of thinking about it, the stories that you keep telling yourself. And these stories make you feel a certain way. They create an internal state. And you're using this internal state and it drives you to create certain actions and behaviors. And that in turn brings you to new experiences, and these experiences create new thoughts. This is a loop. Thoughts create emotion. Emotion drives behavior, leads to new experience that leads in turn to new thoughts. And you can always break the loop by changing the thought or by changing the action. So today we will be focusing on the first way. How can I rewire my thinking? How can I change my thoughts so that I create different internal states, so that I create different action? Mental model number one, you will create money once you truly want money. And this is an absolute universal principle of reality creation. It's not only applicable to money, it's not only applicable to wealth and financial success, it's applicable to absolutely everything. This is how everything works. Let's talk about fitness. You will start exercising, you will start integrating this change, and you will achieve a fit body. Once being unfit is no longer an option for you. You wake up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, and you're telling yourself, I can't live like this anymore. I gotta do something about it. When it is no longer an option for you, you will start creating different options. Let's take an aspect of relationships. You have a partner because being single, being alone is no longer an option for you. You get out of the relationship because being in that relationship is no longer an option for you. So once you stop tolerating your current reality, this is where desire to change and willingness to change arise. And if you put in the work and you execute, you create new reality. Now, in the same way, you will create money, you will create wealth when not creating it will stop being an option for you. You need to want money, and even that formulation is wrong. You cannot be forced. It's not a process that you can impose on yourself. And mind is very smart. You can't fool yourself. You can't say, I must want money. I have to have money. And then using this mindset, hope to make it work. One needs to have a genuine desire for it. And this is where coaching comes into play. This is what I do as a coach. I help people to reconstruct their narratives, their set of programs that they have in their minds that create certain states that they have that paralyze them in the moment. Once your intentions fully align with your fundamental principles, goals, values, purpose, this is when you go out there and you create your reality. So let's talk about reframing. Let's reframe that thought. Rules are limiting me. I understand that many people have very strong reaction and aversion to rules due to some past experiences. And rules are imposed on us in our childhood by our parents, by our school, by our society, tradition, religion, what have you. It's external conditioning. We are conditioned to believe that rules are bad. They're limiting us. And that's where the feeling of frustration is coming from. It is natural and completely understandable to have that reaction of the mind. We are free humans. We are not supposed to be in cages. But these cages, these rules, they're not externally imposed anymore. You're an adult. And if you're an adult, you take responsibility for your choices and actions. You create your own set of rules. These rules are not externally imposed. They're internally imposed. But they're not imposed. They can be created. Can you really call it an imposition? When it's internal, maybe there's some other word that we can use. Maybe let's stop calling it rules and let's reframe it in a different way. We'll call it personal rituals. We'll call it codex. We'll call it systems. Maybe the right word for you would be guiding principles. What is the set of principles that I have assembled and accumulated for myself and integrated them within my mind to use in life, to live a great life? So try adopting these terms for yourself. Just experiment with different words, and you really need to find a word that resonates with you. And the idea here is not just to find the word that it clicks, it's mine, I'm gonna adopt it. No, just try to close your eyes and see what's the reaction, how the internal state is changing for you. What you're looking for is the reaction of decreased pressure. What is the word that feels in your body, in your heart, better? And maybe there are a lot of words that can be changed in your communication with self. Experiment and consider different language that you utilize for this. Maybe it's going to be my personal financial philosophy, my personal financial rituals, and see what is the change. Try to understand your reactions. What's the nature of your avoidance? What are you trying to escape? Why are you running from this? And only when you rewire this part, you fully understand how it works, you will be able to break free from it. Transformation only happens when there is awareness. Here is another foundational principle for you. The words you use become the house you live in. This is the essence of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. You create your inner reality using the words and language that you select consciously or unconsciously. Number 3, get crystal clear on your vision. I don't know, whatever your vision is. Maybe it's gonna be sitting on the villa in Spain on the porch, drinking your little espresso with an ice cream, enjoying the sunshine, looking the ocean, what have you. But be specific about what is exactly that future perfect that you're creating for yourself, and get very, very granular to the smallest details. This is the blocker by itself. People are stuck because we don't know what exactly is that we are creating. What do we want truly? And how does it look like for us? What is that vision of reality that we want to manifest? A lack of specificity can be the major blocker. Understand the destination point, and then once you understand truly where you're going, you will be able to reverse engineer it back into different layers. Your vision becomes goals. Your goals become projects. Your projects become systems. And systems is what you execute on a daily basis. As you execute your system, you fulfill your goals, you complete projects, and you slowly move yourself towards that vision, that variation of reality where everything is perfect for you. Here are some coaching questions for you to reflect on, and as you reflect and journal on these topics, it will help you to assemble puzzle pieces and integrate them into your vision of reality. Number 1, net worth. What is that number, aspirational number that you want to hit? Let's say if it's going to be a 1 million net worth and you extract 4% every year just to live and cover your life expenses, would that be enough for your lifestyle? This number is going to be very uniquely individual to you, to your ambition, and to the life that you want to create. What is that aspirational net worth that you want to hit? Number 2, timeline. What is the time frame that you allocate for yourself in order to achieve that vision? Is it going to be 10 years game, 15 years game, 25, 30, what have you? The problem is you're listening to a lot of people online and they talk and they give different advice and show different opinions, but they all playing different games. Some of them create wealth on the short term. Some of them playing long-term games, infinite games. What is the game that you're playing? What is the time frame that you give to yourself? Number 3, your lifestyle. What is your ultimate lifestyle? You wake up and describe your perfect day. What time you wake up and what's going to happen right after? How do you move from hour to hour throughout your day? And then ask yourself a question. How can I reverse engineer my ultimate lifestyle? And maybe there are some elements of this that I already can integrate in my present, current day and live my perfect life, not waiting for some future perfect, but leaving the elements of my desired state in the present. Number 4, financial needs. How much money do I really need? How much money do I need to spend per day, per month, per year? What is that number? How much income do I need to have in order to cover all my critical expenses and then leave extra sum? Keep in mind that the number needs to be adjusted for inflation. As we progress through life, inflation accrues. We need to adjust the math as we live. Number 5, people are familiar with the concept of MVP, minimum viable product. For me, the question is, what is the MVD? What is the minimum viable day? And translating to this, what is your minimum viable vision of your lifestyle? What is that minimum viable retirement look like for you? What does that minimum viable passive income look like for you? And there is no such thing really as passive income, because nothing is passive. Even with real estate portfolio, even with some kind of business that's automated fully in the internet, there's still probably going to be some kind of maintenance. Think about it. All right, let's continue. Number 5, let's reframe. Math is boring. And I understand completely where people are coming from. There are some people who are supernatural with math. They just thrive working in numbers, thinking in numbers. For some people, math seems very dull. It doesn't come naturally. And in that case, you need to do something about the thinking. Look at the thinking first. How do we reframe this belief? Well, the universal principle of reality creation is what you focus on expands. If we focus on the thought that math is boring, that's the thought that's expanding, and that's the thought that's expanding into internal state within us. If I focus on the exciting thought, the excitement will rise. So we're focusing on the wrong thought. Yes, maybe math is boring, but am I excited about the future that I want to create? The future is exciting. Math is merely an instrument. And that reaction, that aversion, also is coming from some kind of past. Maybe school, maybe parents, some sort of external imposition. But it doesn't matter. That's not how we want to live right now. We are led to believe that we need some kind of complex math, and that's what we have allergy for. In reality, you don't need any kind of complex math. If you know basic operations, addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication, you can do everything. That's all you need to do. You need to know how much money is coming in, how much money is coming out, how much money do you save, and how do you invest this money. That's it. Very simple. Everything else, any kind of complex financial modeling that you require for your life, you can use ChatGPT and you can do it freely right now. You just need to know how to prompt it. This is my numbers. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. Create a model for me. Reverse engineer my net worth using these considerations. Consideration 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all you need to do. Talk to the model, and the model will do all the math for you. This is the key. The key is the ability to shift from the thoughts that are limiting us, math is boring, to the vision of life that we want. Your future life, what you see right here, that's what's going to inspire and motivate you to institute all these systems for yourself and install all these new beliefs. Let's move to the next thought. Investment is hard. And I'll be honest with you, that was hitting me for a very, very long time myself. I was limited by that belief. I believed that there are so many things to learn out there that you truly need to understand how markets work, how economy works. Maybe you do. Everything you do will contribute to that map of reality that you use. However, if you think about it, investment is not that complicated. And this section should come with a disclaimer. I'm not a financial coach. I do have a financial coach who is helping me with all the finances. First of all, mental models, understanding how to think about money, and different tactical pieces and strategical pieces as well, how to invest, etc. If you need it, reach out. I'll introduce you. So what I'm sharing with you, coming really from personal experience, from reading books and working with my financial coach. And thinking about books, a great book to read is Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel. Amazing resource, a lot of useful mental models. And there's going to be one that I'm going to share with you today. One of the best models he shares is that investment advice varies because people who are playing this game, they're playing on a different time horizon. And that creates the confusion. Information comes from different sources, but all these people are trying to accomplish something different. That's why it's so important to understand what is it that you want. What is that financial vision that's unique and specific to you? So my current philosophy is informed by the game that I'm playing, and that's why I talked about the time frame. I'm playing a long-term game, 30 years game. How I'm gonna play it? I'm gonna create certain vehicles that will propel me towards that financial future. If you're watching this in Canada, then primary vehicles for you would be RRSP, FHSA, TFSA, and maybe some other investment accounts. And maybe I'll create a different video about this, but I will put the link below and maybe you can learn more from the resources that I mentioned in the article. What I've learned once I started investing, that investment is not complicated at all. All you do is just allocate from the money that's coming in every month, certain amount, whatever makes sense to you and to the game that you're playing. And you put it using brokerage like Kestrate or Wealthsimple, that's in Canada again, and you utilize these services. There is a very simple system. You just pick stocks and you invest. What kind of stocks to pick? Again, that's a prerogative of a financial coach, right? What I do personally, I use Vanguard ETFs, right? It's a diversified low index. I'm going to just lean on time. I'm just going to wait for this compounding effect to work for me. What's going to happen in 10, 20, 30 years? That's, again, not a guarantee, but that's a promise. Optimistically, market will improve and grow constantly. No one could have predicted COVID, right? And maybe a huge meteorite will fall on Earth, who knows? But based on the knowledge that we have right now and the patterns that we've been observing, we can say that yes, humanity is improving, especially with technologies like AI. We do expect productivity to increase, and if productivity increases, market will increase. This mental model is extremely important to understand because compounding effect is very counterintuitive. If you look at Warren Buffett, 99% of his wealth he created after the age of 50. Just think about it. The guy's been investing since he's 11. 99% of his wealth after the age of 50. The mental model that I want you to install is really treat your investment as a fixed expense. I don't care what's happening. There is food, there is rent, and there's investment. I need to allocate a certain amount of money, whatever it is. Even if it's $1, I'm building great financial habits for myself. But I'm gonna allocate this money, and I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna invest it. That's the whole difference in the system. Automating the things, it will take you one day maybe to set up. And after that, you don't need to think about it. Ramit Sethi put it best. Watching your investments grow is like watching paint dry. You don't watch it. You put the money, you put them to work, and you forget about it for 30 years. That's one game that you can play, but there are many others. Understand your objectives, and then, based on what is true to you, devise your financial strategy. All right, next idea, let's reframe. I want to live my perfect life right now. I don't want to have this delayed future perfect life syndrome. Great, let's think about it. Again, when we're looking into this interesting desire to spoil ourselves, this is where the coaching works come in. I want to understand where the desire is actually coming from. Because any kind of desire for this spoiling yourself material stuff, that's the void that we're trying to close. Something is not right here and right here. It's not working. That's why we have this gap that we're trying to fill with stuff. However, even if it just start thinking about spoiling yourself, let's create and allocate money for that. Step number 1, I just want you to sit down and create a list of things that truly bring me joy, things that truly make me happy. That's gonna be the spoiling account. And then step number 2 is to create that spoiling account. What is the bucket of money that I can allocate, that I would invest into these experiences and things in life that bring me true happiness? And again, no amount of material stuff will ever make you happy. That's what this channel is about. To remove the illusion of materiality. There is no amount of material stuff that will truly make you happy. Here we talk about true happiness, how to ground yourself in that state. But since we're talking about these systems, let's set up a system. And the system gonna contain 4 accounts. We're gonna create 4 buckets. Fixed costs, these are the essentials that we need for life. Investments, this is how we buy time for our future self. Savings, this is our emergency fund. If something happens, can we tap quickly into this resource and use this money? And last one will be the guilt-free account. That's the model that I've adopted from Ramit Sethi. And what he's proposing is to create fractional proportions. For example, 50-20-30 or 70-20-10. So 50-20-30 rule, 50 on fixed costs, 20 on repayments and savings, and 30 on everything else. If you can allocate your money like that, then that's what you do. 70-20-10 rule means 70 goes on your life, 20 on your savings, and 10% goes on giving. I have a link to the original article, so take a look in my article and all the links are listed there. This is a great model. It's a simple math, but you know what? Chances are all these kind of generalized approaches will make no sense to you personally. They don't make sense to me personally, and that's not the approach that I'm proposing. You have to design a system that is extremely specific to your life, to your situation, to the city where you live in, where the expenses that you have and all these different factors are counted into this equation. There is only so much you can do if you live in a place with high cost of living. So there are 3 mental models that I will share with you that I have installed for myself, and probably you can experiment with this kind of thinking. And please don't consider this a prescription. I just want you to walk you through this philosophy. Principle number 1, increase your intelligence. If you increase your intelligence, you will raise your tastes. Different kind of things will satisfy you. The material stuff will no longer fill that void. And maybe if you develop yourself mentally, psychologically, philosophically, spiritually, there will be no longer a void. Other things will satisfy you. And that is the purpose of raising your overall intelligence. Being holistic, well-rounded, well-developed human being. whatever 99.99% of population of this planet are chasing will no longer satisfy you if you deepen your intelligence. Number 2, increase your self-awareness. Gain absolute clarity into this black box, the mind, and what is happening there. Because once you do, you will understand truly and fully what are the things that truly bring you joy. And maybe, this is just maybe, you will philosophically arrive to the place when you will understand that all the plays that truly make you happy, they're free and they're constantly available to you. Principle number 3, you are limited in what you can do on your fixed income. Focus on generating more money, more wealth for yourself, and this will increase the degrees of freedom for you. This will open up the options, all the different things that you can do to yourself, to your personal growth, to your loved ones and family, and largely impact in the world if that's what you want to do. Discipline your mind and train it to focus on wealth creation so that wealth, the money, becomes your resource of manifesting your spirit in a way that is true to you. This approach is not about following some kind of financial advice of financial guru on the internet. This is about you developing your own mind, reprogramming your own mind, deepening yourself, rooting yourself in your own being, becoming the best human being you possibly can, unlocking the power of your mind. That will bring you the freedom of thinking, and the freedom of thinking will unlock the freedom of creating wealth. Next mental model, also from Ramit Sethi. Define what rich life means to you. That's the purpose of this exercise when we increase self-awareness, when we really dive deep into things. What exactly fulfills me? What makes me happy? And that's what I'm inviting you to explore. What exactly rich life means to you. Not to your neighbor, not to society, not to your parents, not to your friends, to you. What exactly that rich life is to you. Ramit Sethi is driving this Toyota Corolla, which is freaking old, but at the same time, he loves luxury clothes. So he buys himself $9,000 clothes. Some people love traveling first class. Maybe that's the rich life to you. But what does it mean to you? My rich life is composed around simple elements, books and wellness and coaching, right? If I have money, I will never hesitate and invest into more knowledge. I will never hesitate to invest in personal development. I will never hesitate in understanding how this world operates so that I could operate within this world in a more effective and efficient way, because that will unlock even more wealth, and with that wealth I can serve people I love, my community, and the rest of the world. So this is the exercise that I'm inviting you to do. Identify your core values. If you don't know how to, there are certain instructions for you. There's articles that I've prepared. There is a course, Path to Clarity, that's available to you for free on YouTube. And it's an accumulation of all different exercises that you can do. The link will be found below. Sit down, pause, and think about these questions. What is rich life to you? What are your core values? What's important to you in life? What is not important? What is annoying the hell out of you? The things that annoy you are your anti-values, and your anti-values are reverse, the opposite of your core values. What is a great life? What experiences do you truly find meaningful? I invite you into this reflection. Next mental model that I want to share with you is discipline equal freedom. An honest conversation, an honest answer is a function of an honest question. And the honest question is, can you get to where you want to get in life without having discipline? The way you're going to answer this question for yourself is going to define everything. Not just money, not just wealth creation, but a fit body, amazing relationships, your career. Everything you do in life, every aspect of reality that you are controlling through your intelligence, gonna depend on how disciplined your intelligence is. But again, I'm inviting you to explore the language. Maybe there is a negative reaction to the word discipline itself. Maybe there's some other language that we can use. Maybe we can use the word game. Gamifying our human experience, transforming into levels of the game. And for the context and the purpose of this conversation, maybe this is gonna be a financial game. Life is a single player game, and you are the character, but you're also in charge of the character. You are controlling the plot. You are controlling the actions. You're controlling the attributes and characteristics of that character. And all these characteristics, strengths, vitality, intelligence of all are important. But intelligence is the most important, because intelligence can be channeled into different characteristics. If you're intelligent, you can channel your intelligence into your body. If you're intelligent, you can channel your intelligence into your relationships, your career, your work, your business, your impact, your legacy, your content, whatever it is important to you. That's the ultimate attribute. That's what I'm trying to accomplish through my work. I want to raise the collective intelligence. I want to spread the message that will help other people improve their minds and learn how to control it. Make it a tool, the best tool of reality creation, so that we all could create collective reality together. That's the game that makes the most sense and the most fun for me. Just like in game of life, in financial game as well, you're gonna have different levels. And as you progress through levels, you're gonna have, in the end, big hairy bosses that you need to conquer. Maybe a big hairy boss for you is the limiting belief that you need to crush in order to progress to the next level. You can set up a reward system for yourself. For example, maybe whenever you hit the next financial milestone, you're gonna reward yourself with a vacation. Or maybe you're gonna reward yourself with the next financial investment. Life is a single player game and your mind is an operating system. The way you set up your operating system is the way you're gonna create everything in your reality. And there is no other reality but your own mind. There is no such thing as ultimate reality. 8 billion people, 8 billion different experiences, 8 billion different perceptions, 8 billion different realities. So the only thing that you have is your map of reality. And if your map of reality is inaccurate, this is when you cannot manifest. You're blocked in your manifestation of your physical reality. And this is really the theory of games. That's what I'm inviting you to do, to use this model and create your mind as a game. Different gamification patterns for yourself. Here's another mental model for you. The truth is, life is hard. Everything is hard. If being rich was easy, everyone would be driving Lamborghini. If getting fit was easy, everyone would be walking around with six-pack. If getting relationships of your dreams was easy, everyone would be happy and peaceful. If peace of mind was easy, everyone would be Zen, Buddha, awakened being. But that's not easy. Everything is hard. Getting fit is hard. Eating healthy, lifting weights, pushing through suffering and pain, it's hard. But then waking up, looking yourself in the mirror and not recognizing this body, feeling unhappy within your body, going through diseases, that's hard. You gotta choose your heart. Building business is hard. It's hard to get yourself out there. Being right now on camera is hard. It's uncomfortable. Waking up early 5 a.m. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's pain. But you gotta choose your heart, because other way of hard is not having a business, is not having financial freedom, is not having the things that you want to have in life. Having amazing relationships, finding a partner, getting out there, getting to know people, becoming a better communicator, becoming better at reading people, understanding people, improving yourself so that your partner chooses you. It's hard. But on the other hand, not having that, fighting the feeling of loneliness, it's also hard. You gotta choose your heart. And we are talking here about deeper matters. We are discussing here how to control your mind, how to use your mind as your best tool of reality creation, spiritual awakening. These are things that are impossibly hard. Buddha escaped the palace, been on his search for years and years and years, was torturing his body, until one day he sat down under the tree and said, I'm gonna freaking understand what the hell is going on here. And until I understand, I will not get up. That's the pure, serious intention. But no one wants to do this hard. Who wants to work that hard for spiritual understanding? And that's what you see in life. That's what you see in the world. Without the spiritual understanding, that's the life that people create for themselves. But that's not the life that I want for you. And that's not the life that you can create for yourself. There is no self. And you can wake up to the fact and the reality of that. But we are digressing from the topic a little. I want to return us to the topic of financial game. And financial game is very simple. 2 principles. You either spend less than you earn, or you earn more than you spend. And that's it. And again, It's very hard to do, to allocate and constantly stress out about thinking where I'm going to put this resource when you have fixed resource. What we're talking about here is the expansion of the resource. How can I get more? Observe things to understand the inner mechanisms behind them. In a traditional job, your input and output are tightly coupled. What you put into your work is what you get out of it, because there is a certain client, employer, who is putting a wage on your time. And it really depends on the job. If you're selling burgers in McDonald's, $15 an hour, or what have you, that's the price of your time. If you are a principal software developer in a tech company, that's going to be a different output and different input, because your input and output are not so tightly coupled. You can create impact for other people. It's a lot of value creation for others. You create software once and you can sell it to the whole world. But with this principle, the primary application is you need to detach your input from your output. What's the implication of that? You build a business. Being a solo business, one-person business, you can set your own aspirational wage per hour. As a business, you can create automated money-making vehicles. It can be a real estate portfolio, it can be content, it can be anything. But stuff that exists and makes money for you without you actually actively controlling it. And you apply leverage. And there are 4 forms of leverage. You either leverage people or capital, you hire people, or like Warren Buffett, you have a lot of money to leverage, or permissionless leverage, code or media. You create a software program, or this is what I'm doing right now. I'm cloning myself. I'm replicating myself, my mind, and creating a digital copy of it. Everyone has 24 hours a day. It's what you do with your time. That's what matters. And there are different things that you can do with your time. For example, if you're in a corporate job, number one thing that you need to strive to do, possibly, is to hack your job. No one said that you need to work 9 to 5. If you inject yourself into so-called ROWE, or ROE, you will get measured for your results, for the results that you deliver, not the time that you invest. And if you're not in this kind of ecosystem, you need to question yourself. How do I get myself into the place where my input and output are not so tightly coupled? And then you can think, how can I deliver results in a shorter period of time with highest efficiency possible that I, again, potentially can attain through skill, just because my skill is higher, I'm more efficient, or through some kind of automation. Thanks to AI, we can all do this right now. That's the point number 2, efficiency and skill enhancement. By mastering your craft, by being freaking elite at what you do, you can charge more and you can DAF much faster. This is how you decouple input from output. And point number 3, side hustle. If you're in a job, no one said you need to quit everything, say goodbye, and go build your business. It's going to be a painful process for you. But no one said that you cannot leverage the time that you have. We all have 24 hours. 8 we work, 8 we sleep, what we do with the rest. If you think about your weekends, Saturday and Sunday, that's 48 hours a week. We have 52 weeks. You have more than 100 days to create the vision, that dream life that you want. So I want to close this section with coaching questions that you can ask yourself. If you could create a game for your financial growth, for your life growth, what would that look like? How can you detach your output from your input? Is there any way for you to hack your job to deliver 101% or more to your employer, but achieve it in less time through efficiency, automation, or any other creative methods that you have, through your intelligence, through your creativity? That's what working smart is about. Next question is, what would be the aspirational number of dollars per hour that you would set for yourself? How would you value your own time? If you were a product or a service, where would you be and how much would you charge for your product or service? And the question that I want to ask you too is to observe, what does the world need? If the world needs something and you can give them this in a way that nobody else can, people will come to you. Create your own money game and play it on your own terms. Ask yourself, really, are you willing to invest all this time into money creation? Because not everyone wants that, and that's okay too. But building money is like building muscle. It requires discipline, it requires diligence, it requires showing up every day and doing things that are uncomfortable, things that are painful, things that some would consider buckets of suffering. Are you willing to suffer for what you want? That's an honest question, and it's an honest answer that needs to come from you. But with that being said, you need to think about that suffering. You need to think about that pain, because everything has a cost. There is a pain of action, and there's going to be a pain of inaction. For all the choices that you make right now, right here, there's going to be a cost. For all the choices that you make, there's going to be an opportunity cost. Are you willing to lose the opportunity? Are you willing not to gain what you can? Are you willing to continue not understanding what you need to understand in life? Maybe faster, maybe sooner rather than later. And when you think about money making as a game, honestly, money making is just a function. It's an organic continuation, the extension of what you become. But what you become is the function of this, of your intellectual curiosity, of your drive, of your ambition, of how you program this little box called mind to create the reality that you want. We're going to move to the next belief. Money is evil. And all you need to transcend this, to unblock yourself here, is to think a little bit deeper about the money. Money is neutral. There's no plus or minus sign to it. If I put a stack of dollars on a table, there will be 100 people come into the room, and 100 people will see 100 things, because money itself means nothing. It's just paper with some signs. What matters really is the perception behind it. How do you see the money? What does it unlock for you? One person will look at this stack of cash and think that's education. One person will think it's vacation. Whatever it means to you, it's all in your head. So money is not evil. Money is just an amplifier of who you are. Your values get amplified through the money. If there is evil in you, you will create more evil. If there's shallow taste in you, you will create more shallow. If there's intelligence in you, if there's desire to deliver good, money will help you to do that, to be the vehicle of change, to be the agent of change. Much more powerful than you are right now. Money will unlock you. You can be a good human, or you can be a good human at scale, to drive the humanity forward. Not saying that you should, but maybe that's what you want. All right, last one. We're going to reframe the belief. Money is non-spiritual. And that's personal to me, because I've been fighting with this blocker for decades. For a very long time, this belief was sitting in my subconsciousness, and I've been telling myself this program. Money is non-spiritual. A truly spiritual person doesn't care about money. A truly spiritual person is not materialistic. It's not what they want. True spirituality is detachment. True spirituality is selfless service. This is how mind is tricky. This is how it's gonna play its mind games with you. You're gonna fool yourself, and you're the easiest person to fool. All these thoughts, they have created a feeling that I don't need money, and I don't want money. As a truly spiritual person, why do I need that? And guess what? Money didn't flow. And this is how I worked through my belief, in the same way as I work with the belief money is evil. Money is not evil, and money is not spiritual or non-spiritual. Money is what you make it. If there is true spirituality in you, if there is true spiritual understanding, money will help you make more of it. Money is just energy. If you had a lot of money, if you had a lot of that energy, how would that spirituality manifest itself in the world? It would help you to build a business. It will help you to liberate your time. And with this liberated time, you will spread your message into the world, and you will help other human beings to wake up. In the world of senseless noise, money enables you to say something of substance at scale. And if you think about it, how many non-spiritual businesses are out there? A lot of people are non-spiritual, and they are driven by hunger and greed, and they create non-spiritual businesses. And if you refuse to step up, if you choose to do nothing and not to build that business that's grounded in the core value of spirituality, kindness, compassion, you're not just not supporting, you're enabling the evil. You are enabling the businesses that are grounded in non-ethical practices, that are not grounded in kindness. If you have the skills and knowledge to spread the light, it becomes your responsibility. Darkness prevails when those who can carry the light remain inactive. True spirituality is not shaving your head and hiding somewhere in the cave, meditating and singing Om. True spirituality is love, it's humanity, it's being compassionate towards others and serving the world. True spirituality is being with people, guiding them, helping them, building them into the best selves they can become. And you can only do it by becoming your best self. You can be the light, you can be that beacon by removing and eliminating all those interferences within yourself, your own limitations, your own limiting beliefs, your own thoughts. And by all means, I'm completely aware that this is all just another set of narratives. But now, this set of narratives I choose by design, not by default. Not the set of narratives that I've been conditioned to believe is true, but something that I have installed in the mind in order to live my best life the way I choose to, the way I think it makes sense. Alright, that was a crazy long video, and if you watch this, kudos to you, but I want to wrap up with last words. Life is what you make it, what you think you become. We are stuck in life, we're stuck with money when we're stuck in our own thinking. And that's what I do through coaching. I help my clients to unlock the mind. In the dialogical coaching space, we demolish the old beliefs, rewrite the old programs, and install new beliefs, new applications in your operating system that will create your new reality. So today it was not a coaching session, but it was more a one-way street communication. However, I just walked you through the process of how to dissect your own thinking, look at what is there, pressure test it, seek to reframe it. By creating functional thinking, we create our reality. And reality, just like money, just like anything, it's not plus or minus. It's not negative or positive. It's neutral. You will find experiential confirmation for everything you believe to be true. Reality simply confirms our thinking. What you think, you become. The only reality that is real to you is the reality of your own mind. You're always there. That's the whole life that's happening there, unfolding there. You become your thoughts. Thank you for watching this, and stay tuned for more, because we're gonna talk a lot about reality creation and how to utilize your mind and live by design, not by default. If this resonated with you, share it with people you love. Maybe this information is something they need to know and hear today. Take care.